Salutations everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Sunless Sea. I'm your host, BrainBoy20, and where we had last left off, we had been in the Fathom King's hold, and thankfully the game was kind enough to at least give me a chance to get back here. In fact, it even started me off right here. So, let us ask, who is this Mr. Voluminous? Or actually, ask for assistance, because we tried that last time and it didn't do anything, except nearly trick me into leaving. So, little favors. You're fortunate. You are fortunate, the Fathom King announces. I have only a few small requests. Fulfill them, and I shall tell you what you need to know. Bring me the heart of a legend. Bring me a light from the sky. Bring me a willing guest to stay with me forever. Witness the end of the eldest among its kind. Bring me word. And bring me fruit of an eternal tree. And bring me something scientific, modern, cutting edge, I believe is the term. My bride enjoys that sort of thing. He sits back, under regions pulsing with expectation. You seem quite capable, he adds carelessly. I'm sure it's not too much trouble. You can review the Fathom King's request in the Curiosities section of your gazetteer. Witness requested a willing guest. The end. Oh no. A fruit of the tree that will not die. Requested a skylight. A legend's heart. And a miracle of science. You sadden me. We'll speak of other matters. The sea presses on, the darkness seeps. Move on. And let's listen to the Shelonate Envoy. A hunter in sharp skin. Oh, we've already read this one as well. Yes, I forgot about that entirely. At abrupt end, the king makes a chopping motion with his hand. A tide of crabs rushes from the shadows of the throne's cyst. They're on the hunter before he can turn, but not before he can scream. The king watches in satisfaction as they swarm the hunter, snipping the flesh from his bones. Thorn-armored guards block the chamber door. When it's done, when his cries are long silent, and the scarred bones remain, the king motions you forward. Take something, he commands. Let our justice be remembered above. You may go. I now have one hunting trophy, and a tale of terror. And, well, we shall leave. Perhaps my sailors would like to take air ashore. A ruby dream. Captain! I walked to the shore at the edge of the coral caps. The drownies sported there. They called my name. They said I could join them if I partook of the feast. Their eyes were red pearls. Captain, I dare not sleep. There was such a hunger on me. Oh, I'm dumb. I am very, very dumb. I could have just left at any point in time. Well then, that was certainly an experience. Anyway, now back to Sunless Sea proper, and for those wondering why everything sounds a little different, I'm trying something new with my microphone. And who knows how it's going to go for this episode. If it goes well, then the audio will not be changed that much. If not, it'll sound slightly edited as I have to try to fix everything, so it doesn't sound too awful. Anyway, where we had last left off, we had been in the Fathom King's hold, trying to discover more of our father's bones, and we're also looking for the Empire of Hands, so we can finally drop off our citizen navigator. But we do have a new navigator for us. We just have to find the Empire of Hands. Now, let's see, is this any better overall? I'm still testing with this microphone. I've been messing with it for like an hour or so I can try to pick up like a fair distance away. I've been moving it around as well, but I can't really avoid like the various sounds and clicking that happens in my room whenever I record. So I do apologize if that gets on your nerves, but for now, since I like a soundproof room or anything like that, I can't really avoid this. And the Shelonate. Interesting. Well, at least we'll get to see some new places, both to me and to you. Another Z-Beast corpse afloat. So much carrion. We approach the Shelonate. What am I looking at? Okay, good. I thought that was a humongous Z-Beast. I think I would have just, like, shot myself immediately. I thought this was going to sound like the Vendabite section, but no, this is actually quite different. Such a town. What is here? I guess I might as well explore the Shogunate. At least attempt to. I don't know if there's a port nearby that I can find. If not, I really do need to continue trying to find the Empire of Hands. That was the original intention of my goal anyway, wasn't it? Oh, the captain seems... Oh, there it is. Speak to my officers to improve my abilities. That's amusing. Why would I improve my abilities? I like my secrets regardless of such. Shovelport. What do you have for me here? And the Gant Pole. This almost sounds like a strange hybridization of like a Dungeon Keeper 2 music and something else. Any of you who remember the game. A shell as big as a wild dream on Shogunate. Waves lap at the slabby sides of the vast turtle shell, bigger than any cathedral. Shogunates loaf on wooden docks around the seashells, staring sullenly. Lamps hang around the decorations in a festive butcher's window. All around you, the sea is rank with scraps of ancient fish. Shore leave at the Shogunate, beer and rostering are cheap here, but the hunters of the Shogunate take their rostering seriously. You can't be sure your crew will make it back safely. How about no? Obtained a doomed monster hunter. The Shogunate is stiff with monster hunters, awash with the paladin juices that give them strength. A good number of them are doomed too, but you'll need to provide for their families. Compile a port report. How does one express this very striking smell? The limits of meaningful expression. No matter what details you try to record, the stench creeps in around the edges of the sentences. The Shogunates, watchful despite their reek. Movement among the miasmic scraps of long-abandoned monster carcasses. Frequent duels with the stinkers thickest. Tales for the bone. Someone is crying unusual wares. Follow that sound. Glory bones is whatever. A scrawny man squats beneath an awning of giant-colored whale skin. Bring me your tales, he cries. Tales for the bone. Well, you disappoint me. Instead, I'm just going to do the normal trade to show off a hunting trophy. Young Shogunates gather around your ship, pressing their chalk palms to your bow. Bow. They demand stories. One story for another. As your tale of combat on the high sea reaches its pitch, you lift the gory trophy above your head. The children scatter. Only a young boy remains behind, staring. He holds out a mask, a mess of tiny bones. Most look like they were scavenged from a dinner plate. Nevertheless, he points to your trophy. You trade. What's here? Mount Nomad's Heart. In the depths on the mountain lay a great egg of smooth gold. Once every hour, it pulses with slow and deadly life. I also buy Stygian ivory here. Interesting, interesting. What's available in the shipyard? Nothing. Uncle Ankle's lean place. Be welcome, here are trophies. Casket of sapphires. Well. Who wanted Stygian ivory again? I don't really recall. Oh well, fair enough. Let's just leave. I see no reason to remain here. So we're on the far side. I'm going to assume the Empire of Hands is closer to the north. So I'll at least head in that general direction and see what I can discover. And oh my gosh, these things are humongous. Tussler's channel has been discovered. Now if only I could care 2 seconds about it. Yes, I really should have announced that I was going to try to upgrade my hardware before doing a few recordings and uploads, but, well, I kind of do these things on the spot. So far it seems to be working out very well for me. Although I don't know how it's going to ooh. We approach the Empire of Hands. Let us clasp our souls tight, lest the Pentecost apes take them from us. I'm I'm glad that we were able to find this place. No glorious juggernauts, please. Whatever you do, do not have me hit one of them, or I think I will cry. So anyway, how does it sound? The new microphone, at least. It's a Razer Syrian. So it's supposedly very good. Now, I'd very much like to know if it, like, sounds awful. Although I guess in post-processing I'll be able to tell for myself and give you, like, a small warning beforehand before watching this video. Well, this is at least a good test video, because I think I've got the settings to where I want them to be. Admittedly, I might want to change that, but who knows. Because I will have to up the audio, like, sound itself, the output, afterwards. Anyway, Port Stanton. In the name and by the power of her enduring majesty, a trade embargo and quarantine in absolute perpetuity has hereby been declared on the Empire of Hands. No ship of London is to permit aboard a Pentecost ape without express or prior permission of the Admiralty. Any and all acts of spearifage are prohibited. They know what they did. Beware of stowaways. Keep a tight grip on your soul. Exit from Standard Naval Regulations, Volume 4. The Flea-Ridden Mare. With the regulations in mind, it is a surprise to be greeted by a mere itchy monkey in a tattered yellow robe, barely walking with the help of a ceremonial staff. An official greeting. "Hello!" cries the mare in a broken voice of one not yet used to human speech. "Come, make yourselves at home. All souls welcome in bountiful Empire of Hands." The crew shifts uncomfortably. They know the stories. It will take more than the natural beauty of this place to make them risk shore leave here. We have this Zale around them I'd completely forgotten. Now, I wanted to speak with you. Ask where you would like to disembark. Codex or my silence will be questioned at the Empire of Hands where no one will care. Sailing the Empire of Hands. We won't do that just yet. Because remember there's some very specific sections that are required. An audience with a flea-ridden mare. Unlocked with the Emperor of Hands, unlicensed spearifage, no more than 1. And unlocked with monkey business, no more than 9. Oh, I know full well we can't reach the Zeppelin. Oh yes, I need to gather strategic information. The Admiral commissioned you to gather information here at the Empire's Edge. That's difficult, but you could pick up a few scraps. This will give you an intriguing snippet. If you can penetrate the court on Sovereign Isle, you may be able to do better. But that's not for now. We have time to waste here. Help your navigator sell his soul. Perhaps one of the apes will make better use of it. He carries his meager belongings in a pack over his shoulder. Goodbye. There was no perceivable difference in him following the sale of his soul. The proceed furnishes him with a tiny anomalous shack and a modest store of gewgaws to sell to traders who call at the creaking jetty. He shakes your hand at the door. At his door. Thank you for your indulgence, my lord. You will find my equipment and charts in my cabin. Hope they lead you on happier journeys. He rubs at the sigil that now sprawls across the right side of his face, forgets what he's about to say, and goes inside. You do not see him again. 2 revelatory charts in 2 mirrors. He's retired to the Empire of Hands, and I no longer have you. With the kind Carnelian exile, please take over. I have a few more mirrors now than before. Admittedly, not as many veils, but I guess that doesn't really matter as much. Oh, no, sorry. More pages, but less veils. Now, we're not going to do any scouting trips just yet, but on Port Stanton, let's have an audience. He scratches himself in a chair made of crates, surrounded by boxes of long-rotten trade goods. As a 5-souled ape, he would be able to petition for membership at court. For now, the trade embargo has left him trapped on the outside. A 3-souled overseer with no talent for order. Oh, as a 5-souled ape. My apologies. In better time, being an overseer of Port Stanton gave the incumbent the pick of visitors to the Empire. Now it is as thankless as a task as any to be found underneath. Let's sell our soul to the mayor. He doesn't know much to offer, but if you aren't using it, the mayor will pay 200 echoes for our soul. No thanks. Oddly, little of the Empire of Hans' natural bounty is edible. Monkeys will help you find the edible stuff for a fee. Acquire emergency fuel? Fuel? Got fuel? The flea-ridden navigator. Dear God, man, no. The flea-ridden mare nods quickly. Not cheap, not free. Can't be arranged. London bunny, okay. Put on table. Look on docks? Yes? Cost a hefty 40 echoes per barrel. Well, the rest of the Empire of Hands awaits. Outside a crowd of monkeys that has absolutely not been listening in scampers away. The Zeppelin. We're forced to walk away. We're not going to do shore leave. That's an awful, awful idea. I don't feel like losing my soul. Plus, we're busy sailing the Empire of Hands. The scouting trip, Sovereign Island. A wooden palace stretches across the whole island. A passage to it is lit by a field of tiny glim buoys. Many boats circle the island, all keeping their distance. The one that gets closest is an extended rowboat, painted in yellows, whites, and reds. 4 servant monkeys strain at the oars, while its true passenger sits in comfort behind a gauze curtain. Just for a moment, an eye catches yours, but only for a moment. It would not do for the high-souled ape to see something so beneath its notice. Today, the sprawling palace is called the Wild-Wheeled Court. Tomorrow, who knows? The world of the Pentecost apes is one of cruel whimsy, where stolen traditions last only as long as their amusement. Gain access to the court. The gates are guarded by 2 armored monkeys that would look adorable if not for the blood on their bayonets. Humans are not welcome without an invitation or a worthy gift for the Emperor. Back to the boat. There's more sailing to be done today. It'll take some effort to ingratiate yourself here. Perhaps you could find something on one of the other islands. Oh, yes, this saddens me. Scouting trip, Hearthsake Island. A thin pillar of greasy yet appetizing smoke rises from the only human settlement in the Empire. The Admiralty has never stated precisely why it seeks to keep the Empire confined, though most opposition to it fades when said opposers actually encounter a Pentecost ape. They have been easy to corral, however. Though they do not lack wit, there is not an inventive bone in their hairy bodies, and no amount of stolen humanity have taught them the art of creating engines. The survivors of a pirate expedition have stolen this land, where the apes are unwelcome except as an entree. The lost treasure hunter. He squints at a map, muttering incoherently. North for each city the bats have brought down. He wipes his brow. Have you seen a big X on the ground, by any chance? I've got these 4 map pieces that got me this far, and said X would mark the spot, but I can't find an X anywhere. He looks at the map sadly. It should be here, it says. Now what am I supposed to dig? He's just too busy to talk right now, but adds that he will be in the village later if you want to trade adventuring supplies. Don't try the meatballs, he warns, getting back to his search. You just don't want to do that. Ugh. I forgot that you shouldn't go to the court this early because I can't physically go back there until I come back, and after waiting, meaning I might as well take what I can. Approach the village. Greasy smoking, guiltily tempting aromas arise from the collection of huts around a long-beached pirate ship and a field of pointedly impaled monkeys. An explosion almost takes off your head. "Sorry about that," booms the boisterous pirate, lowering a smoking blunderbuss as bits of shattered tree rain down. "New arrival, are we? Well, if you haven't got a tail, you're all right by me." He squints momentarily suspicious. "You don't have a tail, do you? Wouldn't put it past the thieving little buggers to go shaving one of their own. Wouldn't know fair play if it kicked 'em right up their arse." His voice is louder than his blunderbuss. The congealed meat juices in his thick beard and better not considered. It was not madness that drove these pirates to cannibalism, but he was being shipwrecked without the comfort of meat. After a while, any meat would do. Down at the captain's table, all are welcome to share the pirates' wealth, provided they have the stomach for it, and the table manners. Although I think we're going to return to the boat. They seem a friendly sort, and are shocked at the idea that they would ever be such poor hosts as to eat a guest, but then they have no shortage of supplies. Back to Port Stanton. The sea is quiet. The journey is pleasingly uneventful. You have not been eaten by cannibal pirates. All things considered, a successful trip. The Ash Isthmus. Where isthmus? Neither man nor ape claims this volcanic remnant between islands. What do they say? Ridiculous. Of apes and monkeys. The trip offers a little time to think on the plenties. Technically, they are monkeys rather than apes, but it is not tactful to remind them of that. To their high-souled faces, the accepted name is Pentecost apes. In private, though, the bloody monkeys is about as common. It is, one might say, an ad hominem insult. Black beaches give way to an oasis of gently glowing trees and the scent of rotting flowers. We can enter the forest. Parasynthetic vegetation thrives in the empire of hands, fertile soil, and cool humidity. To exploration. Wild natural paths run between clumps of trees, softly lit by the dim green glow and the occasional glimmer of false stars. Through the canopy, only the crackling of leaves and the soothing sound of water break the serenity of the volcano-forged paradise. Black beaches give way to an oasis of gently glowing trees and the scent of rotting flowers. Not hunt for supplies, should we wish. Not many of the plants and berries here are familiar, but some of them at least look similar to the ones that were being eaten back in Port Stanton. We can also relax in a hot spring, which I know what this does. Steam and a hint of sulfur gently rise from a secluded natural pool flanked by trees and mushrooms. A moment for yourself, you slip out of your itchy clothes and into the welcoming caress of hot, deep water. The suds and sweats of Zailing life melt away as you simply float, bare and free. Above, false star glimmer bright enough to be worth wishing on. All around, the glow of the trees cast ancient ambient calm on the silent peace. How long has it been since you had a moment like this? Since London? Longer? Black beaches give way to an oasis of gently glowing trees and the scent of rotting flowers. What shall we think upon? What is likely lass doing right now? Are you on her mind like she is on yours? I thought for our child. One day, will you bring them here, to this place, where we'll be hearing tales of adventure in impossible lands? A thought for the past. Sea captains are born, and sea captains are raised. You think back to the day you learned it was your path. A thought for the future. Ambition brought you this far on your journey, and one way or another, ambition will end it. But have you changed on your journeys? Has it? A thought for the East. Few sailors are resourceful enough to get this far, where the stories end and the myths begin. Or a thought for the Z. As mysterious and deadly as the first day you set sail on her, she remains your mistress in your kingdom. No thoughts. Not right now. Let this moment be yours and yours alone, not wasted on worldly concerns. I think I did the lovely lass last time around, but I think instead I'll give thought to my child, because I don't think I had this option last time. The story is yet to be written. Your legacy to the world, come what may. The story is yet to be written. Perhaps the sea beckons them as it did you. Perhaps it does not. Salt cannot run in everyone's veins. Will they be the toast of the singing mandrake? Run with the scoundrels of the flit? You cannot be as much of their life as they may or may not wish you to be, but that doesn't mean they... Wait! What was that sound? It sounded like giggling? Caught. A tiny blonde girl perches, watching on a rock. Her innocent green is spiced with mischievous glee. She moves like a monkey, but she giggles like an imp, and the look on your face at being caught bathing in her hot spring, and the one that floods onto it as she scoops up your clothes. Shipwrecked as a baby, raised by the Empire of Hands, she now plays between the worlds of apes and men, neither quite one nor entirely of the other. Demand that she put those down at once! At once, you shout, or there will be trouble. Or a desperate swim. Curse these relaxed limbs. Let's go with a swim this time around. The monkey foundling makes things interesting. She waits, grinning innocently, until you emerge from the hot spring with nothing but your strategically placed hands for modesty. If we can get close enough, though, she bolts from a crouched position and into the forest on all fours, a scampering run that turns every rock and fallen tree into a springboard. I think we shall chase the monkey foundling. Damn it, you cannot return to the crew like this. Or fly upon them, let them stare, let the tongues volunteer them for a whipping. Oh no, we're not going to give up. Not right now. Into the forest. The branches scrape against your skin. The damp mud squidges between your toes. There's no sign of the monkey foundling, but her tracks are easily followed. A forest clearing. The footprints lead here. She has not even attempted to hide them. It's as if she wants you to follow. Ouch. Your hand slaps to your stinging buttocks. The little stone lands in the dirt as a familiar giggle comes from above. You look to see the monkey foundling dangling upside down from a branch by her legs. A blowpipe in hand and a bag just outside of your reach, tantalizingly so. Taking a deep breath, you very politely request that she return your damned clothes now. The monkey foundling listens and gives it some thought, tapping her blowpipe against her lips as she decides. Say, please, she grins. Please. There, it is said. Pretty please? I so want to throw a rock at her. I so want to throw a rock at her, but I don't think I can. Pretty please, with an imaginary cherry on top, if she likes. Pretty please, she adds, stifling a giggle. Damn it, it is freezing. How much longer? Please tell me this gets easier. Come on. I know what this is ending. You appear to have pretty pleased her, and she decides you deserve a reward. She fishes in her bag and generously throws you a sock, a single solitary sock. She learns a few new swear words as she races off the branches, nearly doubled up with laughter. Fair enough. She moves effortlessly through the branches above. Let's see if we can even attempt to pursue her. A trap! You just spot the looped rope in time to jump over it, avoiding what would otherwise be a nasty trip into the air. The monkey foundling looks disappointed. This is not one of your regrets. The chase continues. The monkey foundling slides down a vine. In front of you, she sticks out her tongue and scampers through a break in the trees. A marsh of terrible stench. It is a place that skunks would think twice of entering if the Empire of Hands had such creatures. The monkey foundling, of course, is unconcerned. As much as home, here as high in the branches are running the forest paths. She almost dances effortlessly across a thin, fallen tree, and crosses the mire, surrounded by the foulest bubbling mud that has ever invaded your nostrils. She balances in the middle, daring you to follow. She wants to play. You'll play. The crossing is treacherous, particularly when one's hands are torn between modesty and balance. 25% chance. I would love to do a prank. I didn't realize I needed 60 iron for it, though. Disappointing. Let's see if we can play. You slowly cross the march. It is slow going. Your muddy feet slide against the thin trunks as it buckles and strains under your weight. Inch by inch, step by step, you slowly make your way across, until, bored, the monkey foundling suddenly jumps up and down hard. The tree rolls under your feet. Your balance fails. You slip, tumble, are embraced by a marsh whose smell will never leave you. You fight to the surface, streaming brown, dripping green, violently coughing up a gagging throatful of the foul slime. The monkey foundling sits cross-legged in the safety of the trees. Holding her nostrils, she points and laughs. The monkey foundling dances. She pirouettes on a tree stump, saluting as you approach. Ambush! A screeching Pentecost ape drops from the branches. The shock on the monkey foundling's face makes it clear this is not part of a little game. Its rage is focused entirely on her, the ghost of the Ash Isthmus, and the bright soul with which it can uplift itself to glory. It limps from some trap earlier, its fur blood-soaked and glistening. It lunges at the monkey foundling, who half rolls, half falls off the stump and yelps as it catches her by the leg. She rolls, shrieks her own howl, as she lashes back with a kick that shatters fang and splits its lip. It is only further enrages the frothing ape. It strikes! Help the monkey foundling. She meant you no real harm. She was only playing. Bah! The little wench had it coming. She can't torture you and then expect your assistance. Who could say no to that little face? Rock beats ape. Reach for a stone and bring it crashing down on the distracted ape's head. Its skull cracks, dampness spreading. It collapses to the ground. Hard. It is not a child's face that looks up at you. Still, you reach a hand down. The monkey foundling just stares at it for a moment. Something human returning as the adrenaline fades. For a moment, it almost looks as though she will take it. But no. She leaps up on her own, bounding away towards the dark safety of her jungle. And then stops. Hesitates. She looks back and tilts her head, beckoning you to follow. It is a look that suggests the game is over, but perhaps not yet quite finished. I smell a hut in the middle of the forest. Is this where the monkey foundling lives? Why would she lead you here, of all places? Playmate of the monkey foundling. The monkey foundling herself is nowhere to be seen, but she has left you something, and sits outside the hut, carefully placed by a large happy face drawn in the black sand. A little prize for being such a good sport. Your clothes, however, are nowhere to be seen. Of course, as the monkey part of her no doubt demand. Where would the fun be in that? Return to the ship. Well, there's no avoiding this any longer. An out-of-uniform experience. The crew reacts with the expected amount of sympathy at your naked return, which is to say exactly none. By the time you're aboard the ship, every last crew member is on hand to see and cheer, with more than a couple letting off flares as impromptu fireworks. It is many, many days before the needling ceases, and you're able to give an order without first scouring it for innuendo. On the plus side, it does boost at least the rest of the ship's mood while it lasts, and you have a new treasure for your collection. You've had worse days. Blah. And with that, we'll continue exploring the Empire of Hands later. Until then, I hope you've all enjoyed watching. This has been BrainBoy 20 with Let's Play Sunless Sea. And I am signing off. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, or subscribe for it helps out a great deal. And I hope to see you all next time. Farewell.